Jay Harper back with you. Game Time Sports Network. We apologize. The internet service here at Cleveland State went down for a time, and it appears to be back up now. So we are sorry that we did miss quite a bit of action for the Cleveland State side of things there in the bottom of the first inning. Again, out of our control with the internet going down here, but we are back up and running with your Cleveland State Cougars up 4-0 here. They put 4 across there in the bottom of the first inning. We are now in the top of the second with Bennett Kaufman at the plate for Motlow State. Braden Suggs delivering the pitch. He struck out the sides in his last appearance there in the top of the first, striking out Watson, Fulmer, and Causey. This, the first baseman, Bennett Kaufman. That is smacked out to left center as Kaufman is aboard to get the inning started for Motlow State. The batter now is Cameron Vessels, the designated hitter. Two one now to Cameron Vessels. Looking to get Kaufman back to first. Bennett only with a couple of steals this year, not a big stolen base threat by any means. A 2-2 count on the designated hitter, Cameron Vessels. Lifted out to left field, and there to track it down is Hank Adams. That the first out. Charlie Kapp, the second baseman, now the batter. Big cut from Kapp, coming up empty. On deck is the catcher, Rodriguez Gallo. Head out to shallow center. But there is Nolan Sargent to run down the baseball in very shallow center, right behind second base. Sargent making the catch for 2 down. Rodriguez Gallo, the catcher, is now the batter for the Bucks. 6 homers, 16 RBI on the year. Again, we apologize as the stream went down for a bit. The Ethernet here in the press box, shutting down on us. But it appears to be stable now. We'll keep our fingers crossed for the rest of the day as Gallo swings through that. A 1-1 count with 2 outs. Dylan Coppy waits on deck. Suggs from the stretch, low and outside. The strike makes it a 2-2 count on Rodriguez Gallo. A fine defensive catcher. He's already gunned down a couple of bucks here just yesterday. Swings through that pitch, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd out. We'll move to the bottom of the inning. I'm Jay Harper, and this is the Game Time Sports Network. This is a best-of-3 series. If Cleveland State is to win this game, then that will conclude things. This series coming into play in terms of the seeding for the TCCAA baseball and softball, well, not the softball tournament, but anyway, the baseball tournament. The softball tournament actually gets underway tomorrow, and we'll be there to cover it on the Game Time Sports Network. Ironically, these same 2 institutions will get the softball started tomorrow. You've got Cleveland State led by Coach Haley Carroll that will get started along with Motlow State led by Coach Janice Morey. Cleveland State coming into the softball tournament, the number 8 seed. Motlow State, the number 9 seed. That's a 1 o'clock Central Time start tomorrow from the campus of Columbia State. Then, actually, there are 3 softball games tomorrow. Game 2 at 3:30 will pit the number 7 seed, Pellissippi State, against the number 10 seed, Southwest Tennessee. And then the nightcap tomorrow at 6 o'clock, number 6 Jackson State and the number 11 seed, Columbia State. So 3 softball games tomorrow. The baseball portion of things will get underway on May 5th. Everything happening from the campus of Columbia State, both baseball and softball. This year a little different in terms of things not happening concurrently. And what I mean by that is, in the past, softball and baseball happened at the same time. So if you wanted to watch both games, well, I guess you had to have a split screen to watch them. Not the case this year. You can watch softball, and then when softball concludes, we go right over to baseball. So we're looking forward to that, and again, we'll be bringing it to you as John Reed steps up to the plate. The leadoff batter for the Cougars. Jack Roberts, he on the mound for the Bucks. Jack 2-7 on the year as Fulber makes a fine play but can't keep the throw right on target. It was a little off. Had to hurry his throw. Reed has good speed. Bennett Kaufman, the first baseman, really not able to get a good grab of the throw. So we'll think that's an infield hit. So Reed, he actually doubled his first time up. So now he has an infield single. That will bring up Nolan Sargent, who walked his first at bat and did score a run in the bottom of the first. This is Jack Roberts, the pitcher, his 12th start of the year, 55 and a third innings of work coming into today, a 2-7 record. John is a base-stealing threat, no doubt about that. 24 stolen bases. Nolan Sargent, the batter, and man, has he had quite the year. But he does tell me he has a better beard than Nate Severance. I've often kidded Nate about having the best beard in the TCCAA, and Nolan flagged me down before the game and said, "Hey, man, what about this?" Pointing to his neatly coiffed facial hair. Actually got a picture of both of them showing off their manly beards. I have to get that posted on social media. A 3-0 count on Sargent. And he draws the walk. 2 base runners. The second walk for Nolan today. Evan Leonard stepping up to the plate, the designated hitter. Evan with a fine season, .350 average, 18 home runs, 58 runs batted in. From the stretch, Roberts delivers. Swung on and fouled. Just missing outside. The 1-1 coming now with 2 runners on, nobody out here for the Cougars as they lead 4-0. Popped up. Actually, it's a little deeper than I thought. Coming in to take it is Watson for the out. Jordan collecting it in left field. There, the first out as Leonard flies out to left. Quade Carver, the batter. Quade also having a good year. .327 average. 13 homers. 40 runs batted in. With 1 out, here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball misses inside. 1-1. On deck, it is Samuel Formby, the right fielder. Wow. And here we go with the hit by pitch. We had a number of those yesterday on both sides. That loads the bases. Coach Dan McShay wants to chat about things as he comes out to the mound. As we mentioned, the series here, it's a best of 3. Cleveland State in a wild game yesterday, coming out on the winning end of things. That was a 16-10 games. Home runs flying all over the place. I mean, both these teams can hit. That's no secret. Samuel Formby, the batter. That hit over to second base. Cap tried to get the double play started. So on the fielder's choice, Formby reaches. A run does cross the plate. That fouled out of play by Hank Adams. The foul, as Formby was running on the pitch. He'll have to go back to first. Nobody warming up in the Bucks bullpen, as Jack Roberts is the man for the moment. As Hank Adams steps back in. Hank hitting .330 on the year. The Cougar left fielder looks at a ball. Two outs, two runners on. As Sargent is at third, Formby at first. From the stretch, delivers. Fouled out behind us. The 1-2 coming, reaching across the plate. And Copy coming in on the run and makes the play right, catching the ball right at his knees for the third out. So Hank flies out to end the inning. We will head over to the top of the third inning now. We're moving right along here. Stay with us on the Game Time Sports Network. Dylan Coppy, who made that fine play out in right field to end the inning, is now the batter. And he takes a hack at the first pitch, and he goes right to Ryan Long at first, and he hauls it in for the first out. Coppy hitting it on the screws, but man, right at Ryan Long at first. We're back to the top of the order. This is Jordan Watson, who struck out his first time up. Waiting on deck is Andrew Fulmer, the shortstop. A 2-1 count on Jordan Watson. Jordan with 4 homers on the year. That called foul. The 2-2 count as Braden Suggs delivers from the windup. High and outside. The count going full. Good fastball, but it is up and in the zone as Watson draws the walk. That will bring up Fulmer. Andrews stepping in. Again, he has had an amazing season. 337 on the year, 24 homers, one of which yesterday's grand slam. 56 RBI to lead the team. Good pitch. Right there, about waist high. 1-1. 1 out. Watson with only 1 stolen base this year. He's at first. The off-speed breaking ball finding the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes on this talented Buck shortstop, Andrew Fulmer. Watson takes the base, so he now at second with a 2-2 count on Fulmer. Fulmer hits it out to shallow left where Hank Adams picks it off for the second out. Mikael Murrah, he singled to center his first appearance. He now the batter. Big cut for strike 1. The cleanup hitter, Nick Causey, waits on deck. Little slow roller over to Carver at third. He makes the play and gets it over to Long at first for the out. The ground out ends the inning and takes us now to the bottom of the third on the Game Time Sports Network. Cougars first baseman Ryan Long gets us going here in the bottom of the third. Missing inside, 2-0. The catcher, Jordan Smith, waits on deck. Long takes his base. That brings up Smith now. It's a strike as Smith showed bunt, pulled the bat back, but the ball over the plate. That gets away from Roberts. And Long just skips down to second. One ball and one strike on the Cougar catcher, Jordan Smith. This is Jordan's 31st start of the season behind the plate as he looks at a called strike, 1-2. Hanging in there to keep the count at 1-2. The count even at 2-2 with a runner on second. You can see him in the shot there, number 9. That's Ryan Long. And a good at bat thus far for Smith. Smith really making Jack Roberts work on the mound. The count staying at 2-2. A full count on the Cougar catcher. And Smith winning the battle as he makes his way to first base on the base on balls. 2 runners on with nobody out. That does bring up the bearded one, Nate Severance. Nate trying to push a bunt down to first. Goes foul. Nate has committed to Georgia Southwestern State to continue his athletic and academic career. That is popped up. And some communication, well, miscommunication, but Jack Roberts finally comes up with it to make the catch for the out. We're back to the top of the order with John Reed. 1 out, 2 runners on. John with a double and a single on the day. And a strike from Roberts. Nolan Sargent waiting on deck. Fulmer makes the play. Again, a fine defensive play by the Buck shortstop, Andrew Fulmer. That will retire the sides. We'll move to the top of the fourth. Stay with us. Game Time Sports Network. Nick Causey leads us off and dribbles one over to the shortstop Reed, who makes the play for the first out. Bennett Kaufman, the batter, as he looks at a first pitch strike from the pitcher, Braden Suggs. One ball, two strikes on the Bucks' first baseman, Bennett Kaufman. Bennett with a single his first time up. The strikeout. Two down. Cameron Vessels, the designated hitter, he flied out to left. He now the batter. As the defense on the left side of the infield backing up, playing deep. Quake Carper at third, Reed at short. Both playing rather deep for Vessels. The pitch missing outside. Charlie Kapp, the second baseman, on deck for the Bucks. A strike. 2-1 with 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The breaking ball just missing. We go full now on the DH for the Bucks. Cameron Vessels. And down on strikes. Braden showing pinpoint control today as he has been hitting the corners. The 5th strikeout for the pitcher, Braden Suggs, takes us now to the bottom of the 4th. Again, we're happy to be bringing you the TCCAA tournament, both softball and baseball, on the Game Time Sports Network. Softball gets underway tomorrow. Now, this is a 3-game series that you're watching. 3 games, a best-of-3 series. So if the Cougars hang on and win this game, there will be no game tomorrow. However, if the Bucks do come back and take this game, we'll still be here for that game. But we will also have softball beginning tomorrow for the tournament at Columbia State. So we'll just have to see how things play out. But again, we'll have both games in any case. 1 o'clock is when the softball gets underway tomorrow at Columbia State in Columbia, Tennessee. And ironically, it's these same 2 schools that will be dueling it out to open up the tournament. Haley Carroll's Cleveland State team will be facing Janice Morey's Motlow State team in the debut game tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time. So that's worth pointing out to you folks that follow things here in Cleveland, Tennessee, where we're on Eastern Time. So all times posted will be Central Time on our website. We'll also have the games on our social media. The games will not be on our Roku or Amazon Fire TV or Google TV, but social media and our website, that's where you'll be able to track down the games for the tournament. Here's a young man I have thoroughly enjoyed watching. Well, I mean, I've enjoyed watching all the teams, but Nolan Sargent, he has been special to watch this year. He, the batter. And I keep saying it, and you can't say it enough. One of the quickest bats I've seen. Again, he lists at 5'9" and just has amazing power. And it's bat speed. As he lifts that now out to center field, left center, well, where Mikael Murrah takes hold of it. So Nolan is retired. And that brings up the next batter, Evan Leonard. Roberts' first pitch is high for a ball. Sam Formby due up next. Two and one. As Roberts delivers, swung on. Fulmer backhands it. Makes the throw where Kaufman scoops it for the second out. Quade Carver, the Cougar third baseman, steps in. Quade starting the day hitting .327. He with a home run in yesterday's game. Roberts just missing outside for a ball. That well hit out to the gap in right field. Murrah can't catch up to it. Carver, he's digging now. He's pulling up. He was thinking about heading to third. Murrah gave it one heck of a run, and he hit the deck out there. He says he's okay, but he did. I don't know if he crashed into the fence or not. He was running at full speed trying to catch that. But Carver with a 2-out double. Sam Formby, the batter, he will try to keep this inning going with 2 outs. Samuel has shown some power this season with 5 homers as Robert scoops him off the plate. The Cougar left fielder, Hank Adams, waiting on deck. Up and outside from Roberts. The Bucks bullpen remains empty. Nobody stretching or warming up there. So Roberts is the man for the moment on the mound for Motlow State. Formby works a walk. Hank Adams walks into the batter's box now with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Gallo quick to retrieve the ball that got away from him there just for a bit. That pitch rather inside, pushing Adams off the plate. Hank looking for some 2-out magic here. That's well hit, but there's Murrah. He has no trouble tracking that down for the 3rd out. So Hank flies out to retire the sides as the top of the 5th upcoming on the Game Time Sports Network. Leading off this inning, it's the Bucks' second baseman, Charlie Kapp. Swung on and fouled away. And Suggs comes in to nonchalantly collect the foul ball for the first out. Looked like it was going to be out of play initially, but obviously not. So Kapp fouls out. And that brings up the catcher, Gallo. That is gone. Gallo, again, we've mentioned how he does show some power at times, and he just showed it there. The Bucks get on the board with a solo blast from the catcher, Alejandro Rodriguez Gallo, to make it a 5-1 game. That's the third hit by the Bucks. Dylan copied the batter. He lined out to the first baseman long. Two balls, no strikes. Braden Suggs, the pitcher, he's pretty well been cruising along. Until that homer from Gallo, and now he walks the number 9 hitter. We're up at the top of the order with Jordan Watson. Jordan striking out and walking. Looks at a first pitch strike. Suggs with 104 strikeouts on the year. He had 99 coming into the day. Right back up the middle, looking for the DP and pulling it off. The double play ends the inning as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Ryan Long, the batter, as he's moved off the plate by the pitcher, Jack Roberts. Ryan has been hit by a pitch today. Jordan Smith, the catcher, and Nate Severance, the center fielder, due up next. Called strike to go 1-1. The Motlow State infield have set up to expect Long to pull the ball. Nate Severance, the shortstop, playing just to the left of second base. Now Gallo wants to chat with Roberts, and there is some activity in the Bucks bullpen now. Landry Baker warming up for Motlow State. A 3-1 count on the Cougar first baseman, Ryan Long. That's popped up, and everybody chasing it, but it is back behind the screen. A full count on the Cougar first baseman, Ryan Long, who is getting some playing time. Nelson McKnight, the regular first baseman, tweaking a leg, got a bit of a lower body injury. Nick McKnight did pinch hit yesterday in a crucial moment and came through with a hit, but Ryan's been doing well in McKnight's place and just draws the walk. Jordan Smith, the catcher, now the batter for the Cougars with nobody out and a runner on. Shows butt, fielded by Causey. Nick fields it, and Long, he's still going. And he gets tagged trying to get to third base. So some heads-up defense from the Motlow State Bucks. Questionable why Long kept going there, but so be it. 2 down. That brings up Nate Severance. He drops down a beautiful bunt. Causey can't make the play. So Nate reaches to keep the inning alive and bring up the top of the order. Severance with that center fielder speed. And now Jack Roberts will have to worry about Severance at first. One of the top base stealers in the TCCAA all season long is Nate Severance. John Reed, the batter, offering it the first pitch, fouled away. Severance with 39 stolen bases. He's the base runner at first. 39 stolen bags makes him second in the TCCAA, just one behind. And now Severance will take the base as Gallo couldn't get a clean transfer to throw the ball. But Severance behind Richards of Columbia State Well, I guess he's tied him now. They both have 40 stolen bases on the year. Hit over to Fulmer. And Bennett Kaufman stretching out, hanging on to the ball, and they record the out. So Reed is retired as the top of the sixth inning coming up on the Game Time Sports Network. It's the Buck shortstop leading us off in the top of the sixth inning. Andrew Fulmer, he made a fine play, as he often does, to end the bottom of the fifth. Braden Suggs on the mound, allowing just 3 hits thus far, one of which is a home run to Gallo. And a rocket right over to Carver. Hit that on the screws, but Quaid didn't even really have to move. One down. Little tough luck for Fulmer. Mikael Murrah, the batter, the center fielder for Motlow State. Braden Suggs, one of the leaders in earned run average in the TCCAA, second only behind Osbolt with Walter State. That a clean hit, the fourth hit, as Murrah hits it solidly, and he's picking up another gear, going to make it into third base safely. As he saw the right fielder Formby kind of fumbling with the ball, couldn't field it cleanly. Murrah turning on the Jets and ending up at third base with one out. Mikael showing off that speed. Again, it's interesting that he only has 4 stolen bases this year, but one of the faster guys on the club. Nick Causey, the batter, the third baseman. As I was saying, Suggs only second to Osbolt in ERA in the TCCAA, coming in at 4.21. Osbolt with Walter State at 4.13. Causey hits it to Adams, and Murrah, he tags up to put another run on the board. The sacrifice fly makes it 5-2. Causey hitting it well. Hank Adams had to cover a little distance to haul that in. Bennett Kaufman, the batter. And a first pitch strike from Suggs. Still has good velocity going. Suggs tied for third in the conference in wins with 7. This may be clearing the fence, and it is. It is a solo homer as Bennett Kaufman lifts one over the right field fence at about 360 feet. That makes it 5-3 as things getting interesting here in the top of the 6th. A 2-out shot by Bennett Kaufman. That's Bennett's 17th homer. He hit one yesterday. Cameron Vessel's the batter. It's a strike from Suggs. Three pitches to dispense of Vessels. As we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, the Bucks pulling even closer as they put 2 on the board to make it a 5-3 ball game. Nolan Sargent hits one out to right field. He's chugging to second with a stand-up double to lead off the inning for the Cougars. Evan Leonard, the batter. The designated hitter for Cleveland State. Jack Roberts on the mound. There again is a little bit of activity in the Buck bullpen. It is Landry Baker continuing to toss. A 2-0 count on the DH, Evan Leonard. Big cut. 2 balls and a strike. Quade Carver, the third baseman, due up next. The Cougars sure could use some insurance runs here. This 2-run lead just doesn't feel all that comfortable. Hitters count 3-1 on the designated hitter, Evan Leonard. It's a base on balls. So Leonard, he walks as Quade Carver steps in. Nolan Sargent at second, nobody out. Carver fouling off the first pitch breaking ball. A 1-1 count. Two runners on with nobody out from the stretch. Roberts delivers, and it is fouled to go 1-2. Samuel Formby waits on deck. That's a rocket out to left field. That makes it to the wall. Sargent scores. Leonard, he pulls up at third base, and Quade Carver with a stand-up double. An RBI double to make it 6-3. Still nobody out. Two runners in scoring position for Samuel Formby. That's two doubles on the day for Carver. The 1-0 coming from Roberts. And Formby swinging out of his shoes, coming up empty to make it 1-1. Hank Adams waits on deck. Slow roller, but foul. And a good pitch for the strikeout. One away. Hank Adams, the batter. Hank's been busy on left field. He's made some good running catches out there. As the first pitch he sees is low and away for ball one. Right over to Fulmer. And they get Carver in the rundown, but Leonard manages to cross the plate to score to make it 7-3. Adams reaches on the fielder's choice after Fulmer tags out Carver. 2 away as Ryan Long, the batter. The ball getting away from Kaufman, and that allows Adams. Oh, goodness. There's a collision at third. Now Adams trying to make it home, and he finally is thrown out. He was safe at third after Causey couldn't hang on to the ball. A collision at third for Adams and another one with Gallo at home. So Adams pressing his luck and coming away with the third out. But the Cougars able to put 2 on the board to pull ahead by 2 more and make it 7-3. Charlie Kapp will start things this inning. We're in the 7th, the top of the 7th. Charlie fouled out his last at bat. Braden Suggs continuing on the hill for Coach Bryant and the Cougars. The first pitch delivered. Nate Severance drifts under it, makes the catch for the first out. Alejandro Rodriguez Gallo got the scoring started for the Bucks with that solo homer his last at bat. First pitch strike from Suggs, still has good velocity. Braden with 105 strikeouts. Make that 104. 104 strikeouts to lead the TCCAA in that department. Max Owens, his teammate, who pitched yesterday for Cleveland State, right behind him with 85. Gallo goes down on strikes. 2 away. Dylan Coppy, the batter. Dylan reached base last at bat, but then was a victim of a double play and got thrown out at second. His first pitch he sees is a ball from Suggs. Dillon hits it sharply, and Formby can't come up with it. So Sam laid out, tried to, that's one of those balls that had the topspin, just dove on him. So it's a long single for Dylan Coppy to keep the inning alive and bring up the top of the order with Jordan Watson. Jordan hit into that DP last time. The slider doesn't miss by much. Ball one. Two balls, no strikes on the Bucks' leadoff hitter, the left fielder, Jordan Watson. Jordan has earned himself quite a bit of playing time lately and has replaced Mikael Murrah as the leadoff batter in the order. I mean, that's no slight against Mikael, believe me, but Jordan has really come on here as of late, and he gets plunked by a Suggs fastball. Aaron Bryant, he pops out of the dugout, the head coach for the Cougars. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and have a pitching change. Evan Cope. I saw him stretching over in the bullpen. From my vantage point, it's kind of hard to see if anybody's really warming up over there. But Braden Suggs gets a nice hand, as he should, as he will go ahead and end his day as Evan Cope comes in. Evan, a freshman from Knoxville, 6'1" right-hander. And he's had a good season in his first year here at the college level. A 5.64 ERA, 3-2 record. He's actually started a couple of games. This will be his 19th appearance. 30.1 innings of work this season. He's got 30 strikeouts in that 30 and a third innings. A reminder that this is a 3-game series, a best of 3. If Motlow State comes back and wins this thing, we'll play again tomorrow. Otherwise, this will be the final game if the result continues the way it currently looks. But if there is a Game 3 tomorrow, we'll be here. Also, we will be in Columbia, Tennessee. Yes, we can be in 2 places at once. We'll be at the softball complex at Columbia State to kick off the TCCAA softball tournament. A 1 o'clock start Central Time tomorrow, pitting Cleveland State and Motlow State in softball. How about that? Andrew Fulmer will be the first batter that Cope sees, and Evan delivers a slider that finds the plate for strike 1. 2 runners on with 2 outs for the Bucks. Got to be careful with Fulmer here. He can make it, as we saw yesterday. That out to right field. Formby has a beat on it, makes the play, and that will do it for the top of the 7th. The bottom of the 7th upcoming on the Game Time Sports Network. Ryan Long will lead us off in the bottom of the 7th. I'm Jay Harper. This is the Game Time Sports Network as we come to you from the campus of Cleveland State in Cleveland, Tennessee. Jack Roberts delivers the first pitch, which is a fastball up and out of the zone. Jordan Smith and Nate Severance due up next. There's a foul ball that ends up behind the Cougar dugout. There had been some activity in the Buck bullpen, but it's empty at the moment. Inside. That big swing and miss makes it a full count at 3-2. Ryan works his second walk of the day. He will take his base, and that will bring up the catcher, Jordan Smith. From the stretch, Roberts delivers a grounder over to Causey, trying for 2, and they pull it off. A nice fielding play by everyone concerned. 5-4-3, double play for 2 outs. Jordan Smith hits into the double play. That will bring up the number 9 hitter, Nate Severance. Nate bunted his way on his last at bat. Jack Roberts, and I keep wanting to call him Jack Rabbit, and I know that he's probably dealt with that at some point in his life. So if I slip up and call this young man Jack Rabbit, but please forgive me. That is wanted to come out of my mouth. As Severance works a walk to Jack Roberts, and Nate will jog down to first. And the leading base stealer in the TCCAA now at first base with John Reed stepping up to the plate. High and inside for ball one. 2 outs with a runner on. Reed's had a couple of hits on the day, a double on one of them. Landry Baker back up in the bullpen for Motlow State. That is popped up. Charlie Kapp drifting under it and making the play. The top of the 8th on its way now on the Game Time Sports Network. Miguel Murrah takes a poke at the first pitch he sees, and he is quickly thrown out by Quade Carver at third. One away quickly. With Murrah grounding out, that will bring up Nick Causey. John with the throw. 2 down. 2 ground outs to the left side of the infield. Bennett Kaufman, he's had a good day. A home run on his last at bat, his 17th of the year. Also has a single. Coach McShay wants to have a little chit-chat with his first baseman as he begins to step into the batter's box. Kaufman steps in now with 2 outs. And the pitch by Evan Cope is outside. Gets away from the catcher, Smith. Cameron Vessels waits on deck. Evan Cope, the freshman, coming in relief of Braden Suggs. That's popped out to right field, right center. Nate Severance makes the catch in shallow right center. The bottom of the 8th coming up. That was a rather quick inning. An efficient inning for Cleveland State defense. And now Cleveland State offense coming up. Some sort of discussion there. It looks like that Charlie Kapp is going to come in and take the mound for Motlow State. As Nolan Sargent lays into one, but it is caught at about 390 feet away by Mikael Murrah. So Sargent jumping on that first pitch again. That quick bat of his is just impressive. Along with that beard, that is also quite impressive. He wanted me to point out. One out as Evan Leonard, the batter. I can find no pitching stats for Charlie Kapp. So perhaps this is first time on the mound. Perhaps Motlow State surrendering a bit here and just trying to save some arms for the tournament coming up. Kapp normally a second baseman. And he dispenses with Evan Leonard. 2 away as Leonard strikes out. Quade Carver, the batter now. Quade with a couple of doubles on the day. A strike on the outside corner. Jack Satinoff now at second base in place of Kapp. And 2 pitches, 2 strikes to Carver. 2 consecutive pitches for strikes for Carver, 1 and 2. And Charlie Kapp coming in, taking care of business. As he comes in on the mound, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Bucks. We'll go to the top of the 9th. It'll be the last chance for Motlow State to come back and force a Game 3 tomorrow. Jack Satinoff taking his spot in the batter's box. The first time we've seen him in the last couple of days as he looks at a strike from the Cleveland State closer. This would be Robinson, the lefty. Torrey leads the TCCAA in saves. He can really bring it up there. Torrey has 6 saves on the year. This is 21st appearance. A 4-3 record, 20 innings of work into 20 appearances. He usually just works his last inning. "32 strikeouts in 20 innings of work. That should tell you something. And only 17 walks. Torrey, not that big of a guy, 5'10", out of Atlanta. He's a freshman that Coach Bryant excited to hopefully have around next year. And quickly, Satinoff goes down on strikes for the first out. That brings up Copy. Or pardon me, this is Charlie Cap. Cap has been the second baseman, but came in and did well on the mound in the bottom of the 8th. It was a 1-2-3 inning. Missing inside. A 1-1 count. Two balls and one strike to the Bucks pitcher, Charlie Cap. So it's a rare walk by Robinson as Cap will head down to the first base bag. Rodriguez Gallo, the catcher, is now the batter. Gallo with a homer today. He did strike out his last at bat against Braden Suggs. Robinson from the stretch. Just missing outside. Torrey taking a little bit to settle in here. Robinson going 3-0. There was a no-doubter, the fastball for the strike to go 3-1. Dylan Copy, he waits on deck. As the 3-1 pitch coming now. And he loses him. 2 straight walks. And Coach Caleb Orr wants to come and settle down his pitcher. Robinson usually with pretty good control. Not unusual for these hard-throwing young pitchers to have these periods where they just kind of lose their release point. So we'll get back to it. Dylan Coppy, the batter. That pitch high. Lefty on lefty here. It cannot be a comfortable at bat for a left-handed hitter. There's the off speed that finds the plate. 1-1 with one out, 2 runners on for the Bucks after they reach base by being walked by Torrey Robinson, the pitcher on the mound. The count going even at 2-2 off the foul ball. The top of the order coming up for Motlow State. Got a catcher running at first. You would hope that perhaps you can induce a ground ball, maybe have a chance for a game-ending double play. But the strikeout, you'll take that for the second out. It is the top of the order. This dangerous hitter with Jordan Watson. They pretty well kept him in check today. Yesterday, however, he was hitting the ball well. Had a couple of hits yesterday. Put the bat on the ball every at bat. He just hit it right at a couple of guys. This could be it. As Nolan Sargent makes the play, and that will be a series-winning victory for the Cleveland State Cougars. That your final. 7-3. The Cougars take the series, winning 2 consecutive games. No game tomorrow. But we will have a game tomorrow on the Game Time Sports Network. It's the beginning of the TCCAA softball tournament being held at Columbia State. The baseball tournament will be held there too, but that doesn't get underway until May 5th. But we invite you to join us for Motlow State, Cleveland State softball tomorrow. That's the first game of the tournament, 1 o'clock Central Time. We'll have it. The number 8 seed Cleveland State, the number 9 seed Motlow State. They will get the tournament underway tomorrow, and we'll be there on the Game Time Sports Network. We appreciate you joining us here. We apologize. Initially, we had some internet issues as the Ethernet went down here in the press box, but thankfully it came back, and we were able to bring you just about all of the game. I think we missed a half an inning there, but nonetheless, I always hate even that to be the case. But what are you going to do? You just pray that the internet returns, and it did. So, yeah.